take a picture, take a video, send it to me. We want to share that story. It just has my signature on it. It's an ASICS hat. And there should be 4, maybe 5 hats out there. The one that I started with, and then 4 in the bottles.
Took it off, you had the finish line, you had beautiful Clayton at the finish, right?
Yeah, I had to give the people what they want. The hats were nice, especially with the sun, but I obviously want to represent who I am and the brand and not hide behind a hat. And so, yeah, maybe it was a good looks thing, and I just wanted all smiles going to that finish.
Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you, congrats.
Thank you.
Were you getting new hats with every bottle then, or what was happening there?
Yes. Yeah, so essentially, I promise it's within the rules. So your bottles can be 3 3/8 inch in diameter and 12 inches tall. I found some stainless steel bottles that were that width, and then probably about 10 inches tall. And I put my bottle inside the stainless steel bottle, filled it with water, froze it, and also had a hat on top inside the bottle within the dimensions. And so every bottle, I would grab it and I would pop the lid, toss the lid, pull out the hat, and it was all melted by the time it started. In fact, the bottles were supposed to be frozen, but they didn't completely freeze the day before when I turned in my bottles. I'd done a ton of testing at home in 3 or 4 different cycles.
Yeah.
Freezing 19 hours, that's the difference between when I essentially could turn in my bottles and start time. And did some testing, and right when I would get my bottles in practice, they would be just thawed. But ran into a little bit of hiccup. The water was cold, not frozen by the time I got my bottles. Anyway, I would pull out the hat, put it on, and then pull out the bottle, drink my bottle. And it was ice cold. So it definitely did help out there on the course. And I think obviously not only that, but I've done so much preparation in the sauna and the heat and the humidity to be ready for this race, and it obviously showed.
Yeah, do you think the hats helped then, being cool?
I don't know if they really did. In fact, I almost ditched it halfway through. I was like, is this really making a difference? It's not really my mantra to wear a hat. I don't wear one in practice unless I'm really was practicing for these bottles, and I don't, I also feel like convection is a heat principle that the airflow is really good to keep yourself cool. And so I was a little bit unsure about that principle as well, but I just stuck with it, stuck with the plan and the preparation. There's confidence that comes in preparation, and that's what I stuck with.
Yeah, and the hats were in the bottles?
The hats are inside the bottles.
And just water? You just drank the water? You didn't have any carb drink or Gatorade or anything like that?
So the stainless steel bottle first had another bottle inside of it.
Oh, okay.
That had my mix. And then there was the hat stuff on top of that bottle.
Okay.
And so then when I popped the lid off the stainless steel bottle, I would take the water hat out, put it on, and then take my drink mix out.
Gotcha.
Toss the stainless steel, drink my bottle, toss the bottle.
Yeah. And sorry, right before the finish line, it was 100 to go. You said something to Connor. Do you remember what that was? Because he said he couldn't remember. He said it was too loud.
Yeah, I can't really remember either. And I just really wanted to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And when he pulled away, all glory to him really, because he's helped me so much in this build, and I was just wanting to soak up every moment of it.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was sort of like you guys were together and you won the 20K, and then this is sort of like
maybe a little bit of that. Yeah, he let me win the 20K. I'll let him win the Trials Marathon. It all washes out at the end, and I know that people will look at our 1-2 punch in New Haven as well as here as a team success.
Yeah.
And I hope people walk away with that some days I feel good, some days he feels good, but we're going to help each other at the finish line. And ultimately, it was about selecting the best team for the United States and preparing for Paris.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Were you feeling tired at all? You just looked like you were having fun the last 2 miles.
Yeah, my quads were getting a little sore and kind of getting that shock pain. But I knew I would make it to the finish. There was a point at which I was like, man, am I celebrating too much? But I was like, you know what? We got 30 seconds on third. I'm going to enjoy every moment of this. I've visualized this every day for the last, honestly, since, June. I came out here in June to check out the course. I ran right down this street with my brother and my dad, and I visualized every moment of that.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that every night for the last, 6-8 months.
And can you tell me about the sunglasses? Because you showed up to the press conference in them yesterday. Is this an American fork thing?
Yeah, maybe it comes back to my American fork roots. I did, sunglasses are an American fork tradition. It started with the famous grass relays, essentially a 5-man team where you actually run all the first guys against all the other teams, and in the second it's a relay. And we would trade off sunglasses every lap. Anyway, that's maybe where the roots come from, but ultimately, actually, it's Orlando, it's hot, and I happened to receive it in my ASICS gear bag, and I thought I looked good in them, and I wore them to the press conference, and they ran away with it. and I really appreciate it.
I think they're iconic now.
They look sharp, don't they?
Yeah.
So pretty much
If anybody wants to sponsor me with the sunglasses brand, let me know.
So pretty much anybody who follows the sport had you and Connor picked to go 1-2 because you had the qualifying times. Was that a boost of confidence, or was there extra pressure because of that?
Yeah, I think, well, like I said in the press conference, there were a lot of people that, picked Connor, and there were a fair amount that picked me, but there was actually quite a few that still didn't put me in their top 3. And instead of letting that bother me, I just kind of embraced that mentality. I've always kind of had an underdog mentality, and I think that paid off. I had some doubts in the first lap. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of people there, a lot of cheering, a lot of guys. But ultimately, as I kept my cool and, as Zach Penning whittled down the field, and I just visualized what I had done in practice every single day, sticking right on Connor, it honestly felt just like another 26.2 repeat instead of a race.
So now what do you do to celebrate?
This is my well, they've all left now, but my whole crew, anybody in orange, they're my celebration crew, and we're going to be at an art gallery here for the rest of the afternoon. It's going to be like entering the kingdom of heaven, let me tell you. All my loved ones are going to be there, and I don't know what we're going to do tonight, but I haven't really thought past this point.
You got to be starving. What are you craving for a post-race meal?
Get me a shake, get me a hamburger, no more carbs, please. I've had so many carbs, and I don't know.
This is the first.
Congrats, Clayton. Thank you.